Hi, my name is Abiy. This is my 2019 Mercedes Sprinter 4x4 that I converted myself. Come on in. All right, here, this is the cabin area. This is obviously where I spend a lot of time. So try to take good care of it and have all the things I need. So up there, I just store my wallet and things that I need in my hat and glasses. And I have this lovely CarPlay feature that I can see all the navigation that I need. And both seats swivel. So this is most of the time you'll see this turned around. And then this guy is one of my favorite things. This is just to store random electronics or frequently accessed items like sunscreen, which I recently learned I should wear, and modem and just random electronics. I have this super loud and awesome JL Audio subwoofer that is really loud and really awesome for like long drives. It makes my drives comfortable. Here I have this lovely net thing that I got for vegetables, and then this side for fruit, and I just hang it using just the factory hooks that are already there attached. This is my little to-go speaker that I just hang. So this is where half the time I spent driving, being awesome places. And then down here, I paid somebody to do this. It was just intimidating, but this is down here is my S-bar heater. It's pretty awesome. I just it's just pointed upwards or pointed down, I think. And it's been awesome so far. It's been nice to not freeze in the morning, especially. So this is headliner shelf that I purchased and installed from VanWife Conversions, I believe, VanWife Components. Super awesome. Installed in 1 hour or less. This is where I put my toiletry bag, my supplements, cans of food, some snacks, and Cliff Bars and stuff like that. And here, this is also comes with this rod that I just throw in if I'm like running errands in town, and if I just want to like throw in these awesome curtains. And also at night, if it's cold, it actually like does help. It's not, it's not super perfect, but it actually like does keep the cold air to the like as much as possible. Kind of like harm reduction, but for cold. So it works well for me. So I've been living in my van for about a year and some change. The last place I lived was San Francisco, and I grew up in East Africa, came here for school long time ago, and did what I was supposed to do, did all the things. And I first, in terms of adventure and travel, I started with motorcycle adventures. I had dual sport, I still do. Dual sport motorcycle, that BMW GS, that I did a bunch of adventures. And at the time I was working in the office, and I'm a software engineer. Was using the bike to escape with the remote work and things like that. Being able to live in the van and work remotely, I don't have to escape anything. So right now the bike is in storage, but it's been awesome living in the van. All right, this is my kitchen galley, designed based on theory, but it turned out well so far. So this is just a 3/4 inch plywood countertop that is just stained and treated with polyurethane. It's just overall 2 drawers. Right now it's junk, but it's supposed to be for forks and knives only. But just another drawer. This is like pretty like cheap towel hanger thing that I just like keep my spray bottle and my rugs for cleaning. Down here there is a small gray water tank a propane tank and like some cleaning supplies. It's a mess in there, but my propane tank is about 5 gallons, and it comes out through here. I store my stove under my bed, and it's pretty like easy camp stove, pretty easy to hook up right here. And I have this cute little fold out this is a recent upgrade, just more space. So I have brought some like tools and paint and a paintbrush with me. So I did paint this while I was on the beach. It was just a nice little meditative experience. And I also treated the bottom with lacquer spray to just to seal it for water and moisture and things like that. So this is the Ruvati set, where this serves as a chopping board. And then this is just like a sink with some sort of strain to wash vegetables, and then like nice deep sink down here. And this comes out, there's like a spray mode, and I also have a filter down there, and I have about 22 gallons of 22 gallons of water in the tank under the bed. I'm about 90% vegan. I love to eat sometimes the occasional fish, but mostly I cook vegetables and tofu and tempeh. So I cut stuff over here, but it's really easy to clean. So this is a magnetic spice rack that I got from Amazon. This is just a steel plate that is very thin and easy to mount with 4 wood screws. And then these are awesome little spice jars. I put it right here because I do most of my cooking right here. Obviously, I do not have enough spices, but I did bring all my bottles as I pick up new spices and things like that along the way. So this is my small isotherm fridge. I chose this. The door obviously opens this way. I have the door opening this way. I chose this angle because it's easy to like load up groceries, or if I'm cooking outside on a table, it's just easy to get to access things from the fridge. I like to keep obviously a ton of vegetables and of course a lot of or enough hard seltzer, as the craze goes these days. I prefer this kind of fridge as opposed to the chest. It's just easier to access stuff, and it just feels like a real fridge. So I did the van in 2 builds. The first build, could not have done it without Eric, my best friend, and his mom, Carol, in their driveway in Boston. It was a passenger van. Took about 3 months for V1 to build with a full-time job in Boston winter. It was fun, learned a ton. Second version is, it was much faster because I had quit my job. So I'm not working at the moment, taking a mental health break if you can afford it. I highly recommend it. I know it's a huge privilege, and I feel very lucky. So right now I'm in Baja enjoying my life. And the second build, I could not have done it without Danny. The second build was it was like I knew a lot, it was sunny, not to compare builds, but it was super fun. So this is little storage and bench combo. I really like the spot. It's just nice to like put shoes on or just like hang out and like enjoy the view of wherever I'm at. I bought this from the Container Store. It's pretty awesome. I looked a bunch for this sort of feature, but I found this one. It did have legs that were about 3 or 4 inches that would prop this bench, but I modified. I cut the legs off. I did some shims and to make it more stable. So, and I used an angle aluminum to mount it to the floor. And I keep my dishes and bowls and Jetboil and things like that. And here I put like my juicer and just random, there's no theme, that makes sense, but my NutriBullet and things like that. The last one is kind of like junk energy, just tools and crafts material or like stuff that didn't fit anywhere. Honestly, this is kind of a junk. These are window covers that I made. Carol, my best friend's mom taught me how to sew, and this is have lock wall inside in it, and it's magnets. Some of them I have put just on the outside, but the others you may see later, they're inside this liner. It was really hard to make, but really nice to have. It was awesome, super fun to learn how to sew. It's crazy this machine can like tie knots super fast, like no problem all the time. So it's really cool to experience it, and thank you, Carol. All right, so this is where I keep my dry food and pantry. Here you'll see coffee, spices and soy sauce and all that good stuff. Keep it here. I did not have it go all the way because down here is where my cassette toilet is, and I do not want to find myself banging my head whenever I use it. So I don't have it all the way. Also kind of opens up the place. It doesn't feel crowded. So I just added this little guy. I think it's called the Everything Keeper. It's just so, I found it so handy to put kind of like semi-frequently used items, like the measuring tape and carabiner and like pens, scissors and a map. That's what I have right now, but just nice little like tucked in, and it's magnetic, and then the hinges are pretty strong. This looks pretty well made. I'm a huge fan. So I'm probably going to add a couple more of these throughout the van, but I'm pretty stoked on this new feature. Can't wait to put so much stuff in here. This is where I try to spend at least 8 hours of the 24 hours of the day. It's a fixed bed that is, I think the size is somewhere between a full and a queen. It's kind of an awkward size, but it works for me. And then this is mounted with IKEA telescopic struts. Pretty easy to mount, very cheap, very sturdy. And then the mattress is laying on 3/4 inch plywood, and then the mattress is an IKEA mattress that's been very comfortable. I'm 5'11", and the van is about 6 feet from window to window. A little snug, but it's okay. It does the job, or I'm a side sleeper as well, so it doesn't really matter. So this is another overhead cabinet that I put my clothes in. Here I have most of my clothes in packing cubes, and then here these are clothes that I don't wear all the time, so less frequently accessed. I like the size of it. The packing cubes are key. So the van has factory AC. When this had like a factory headliner, and it was just this huge duct that was part of the van that like actually took up a lot of space, and it did not look good. So I just like made this trimming using it from Home Depot stuff. I like the location. So the only downside is it is factory AC, which is tied to the engine, and the compressor is also dependent on it, so the van has to run. But for emergency like hot days, I have used it. So this is just 1/4 inch plywood that I upholstered. This is just, I got this in bulk and like from Amazon. It was pretty affordable. Feels nice. Feels sturdy. We'll see. I just put it on not too long ago. When Tiny Home Tours asked me if they could do a tour, I was like super stoked, because I mean, I tried to play it cool, but I was inside. I was very stoked because when I was building the van, all the tours and all the tutorials on YouTube, nobody looked like me. So it made me question, like, hey, like, should I be doing this? Is this for me? So I know people that look like me. I know y'all are out there, but I felt like it was pretty important that I shared my experience. This is my garage. Kept it pretty simple. Fixed bed. Again, it's just slam it in and call it a day. That's way easier to implement. It makes for an open like garage, so I like utilize bins from the Container Store. Shout out to Container Store. It's like so goddamn good. It's like the new REI for me. That's so exciting. I utilize these to put in like tools and toys and junk. My mountain bike, and then my Goal Zero. I went with Goal Zero because it's awesome. It's just bought it and just plugged it in. I mean, I have done some wiring, but like it's so awesome to get started and going. And underneath is like my paddleboard, my inflatable paddleboard. I have a table. And a few other toys. I have my air compressor, 22-gallon water tank. I have a couple fuse boxes to wire some things, some like the pump and a few other things on the right side, and like electricity and fridge and things like that on the other side. So this is my WeBoost antenna. I only use the WeBoost when I'm stopped and working. So I have this awesome heavy-duty suction cup that I just attach to the window. And obviously on the outside, and it's pretty sturdy. So things like that I keep. Shoes. Also I have an outdoor shower that I have attached. The pump is right here. It comes out of the pump. And I have a shower curtain that I attach using magnets if I want to take a shower. But Planet Fitness. In here I also keep my foldable solar panel. It has a 300 watt solar panel. On the roof I also have two 90 watt solar panels that are I wish I had more, but the AC unit is there. There's the fan. I don't have a ton of real estate, so I have two skinny solar panels that total to 180 watts and that I should be making a hole and snaking them through, but I just have it through the door for now temporarily. These are like my window installations that I have. There's magnets in them. They are fun to sew and make. Inside it's a Havelock wool that I insulated the rest of the van with. I have a ladder back here. I think it's made by Prime Design. It's pretty awesome. No holes needed. It just clamps onto the back doors, and it was pretty affordable, and I like it. That's my garage. If you want to follow along, I do post once in a while on Instagram. My handle is NerdyLocks. And thank you to Tiny Home Tours for checking out my van.